Hello everybody, this is Toysareruss, and for this third-party figure showcase and review, we're going to be looking at Newage Countach LP500S Patrol Car Type Reserve Trooper Vice, but between you and me, I'm going to be calling him Cordon for obvious reasons, because this is based on that figure. Now, because it's not licensed by Hasbro or Takara, they can't call him by his proper name. So what we're going to do, we're going to compare him with the original owner of the mold, which was of course Sunstreaker. We'll also have a look at the original G1 figure. Of course, this was based on a diaclone toy that I don't actually own, but again, it's the same mold as this. And we'll bring in some other figures, both new age and indeed some mainline figures, just to give you an idea, I suppose, of how small or big, depending on what you collect, this figure is. So before we get started, I'd like to remind anybody who's not subscribed to the channel, if you'd like to hit that subscribe button for me now, please, because it really will help me out. And also to thank Shozy, because that's where this came from. And as you can see, they got it to me quickly and safely. So there you go. There's the packaging, looking really nice. There's a missing link of this guy out at the moment as well. I cannot wait to be reviewing him either. So let's get him out of the box. Now, I'm going to say straight up from the beginning, the transformation process tutorial for Sunstreaker is already on the channel, so you'll be able to see that whenever you want, and I will put the link of it in the description anyway, just in case you want to see it, because these figures are quite, in fact, they're not quite, they are very intricate. That's why they are the price that they are. I won't be doing the transformation process on here to keep the main length of the video down. Excuse me. So you can see he was packaged in a lot of plastic, again, because he doesn't abide by the same laws as what Hasbro have to. They can do that. So let's move everything out of the way, and let's have a look at it. Now, these guys are so small, and I have to admit they are clever. To be honest, I don't really collect many of these, but they are so clever for what they are. I suppose to give you an idea of the size of it, considering how small this is, that is a very small Bumblebee, of course, the animated one. Is it the animated one? I think so. Can't remember. I'm getting confused already. Look how much smaller it is compared to this. And if we get some other figures which are, you know, slightly bigger, or shall we say even this is a really what I would class small deluxe figure. This will fit on the back, no issues whatsoever. So this really is a tiny car. These are dubbed mini masterpiece figures, and the reason for this you will see right now. In fact, funnily enough, just because I've got this still here, I mean, look at that. Look how small he is compared to that Ironhide figure. Right, so yeah, they're dubbed mini masterpiece figures because there's metal in it, so that means there's die cast parts, there's lots of detail, and there is an intricate transformation, which I'm sure you can make out by all of the panels on here as well. This is just paint, it's not translucent. There's each wheel is individually pinned, and it does go backwards and forwards, as you can see. I suppose the only negative is that you can't put the weapons, or I believe you can't store the weapons anywhere in the alternate mode. The problem with these is the instructions, and this is a big negative for me on most third-party figures. It doesn't, watch it go and show me now, it doesn't usually show you them at all, and it doesn't there. You've got the transformation process, and you can tell how ridiculously difficult that is. They even haven't changed the figure, they've just gone for William, which of course was Sunstreaker. But yeah, there you go. So it doesn't show you anything about the accessories. To be honest, there isn't really much more to show you about the alternate mode. These figures are all about the robot mode, and you'll see that now when we come back with him in his robot mode. I do have to laugh at myself sometimes. I've gone through all of them, I suppose, other figure comparisons, and of course I forgot perhaps the main one, which again, I'm going to keep this in because it's just funny. There, of course, is the original mold for Sunstreaker, which of course was the original mold for this particular figure when it was a diaclone one. So there you go, you can see just how much smaller than that it is as well. So when we definitely come back now in robot mode, you'll see just how much of an improvement and how articulate this little guy is. So let's get him into robot mode. Okay, then we're back for the final time in his robot mode, which to be honest is, I'm pretty sure, the way that everybody who's got new age figures does in fact display them, apart from maybe the Dinobots, because you're going to see here now for this little guy just how, I suppose, let's be honest, how clever he is. In fact, let's give you an idea of size and scale. So first and foremost, there is your new age David, which is their take on an Optimus Prime. I'm also going to bring in very quickly the original owner, Sunstreaker, and then what we're going to do, we're going to do a couple of, I suppose, just turnarounds, just where you can see. And I should have pointed this out, to be fair, in the alternate mode, you've got actual real chrome there, which is lovely, whereas compared to Sunstreaker, which was just, of course, silver plastic. So that's a difference there. The other thing that's really clever that I've just noticed as well, that on the front is pretty much faux. The real one at the back with the translucent plastic is right through there. I thought my lighting was going to fall there. It's holding for now. Fingers crossed it's holding there. But yeah, that's clever. That's painted on, whereas the real lights are in fact behind there. So that is the big differences with that. Let me give you an idea, if you don't collect Newage figures, of just to say how big this guy is. There's a core class Starscream that, funnily enough, is towering, yep, towering over him. Even Studio Series 86 Bumblebee, which is one of the smallest figures deluxes out there, is quite a bit bigger than him. Normal, should we say normal deluxe size figure, there you go, up to about his waist. Crazy, crazy. In fact, and if you collect G1 figures like me, just because I've got them to hand, he is same size-ish, smaller-ish than a mini bot Brawn, which is crazy, because what I'm about to show you now, this is what really does, and I've got to confess, it does impress me, because it is so small. And as I say, I didn't coin the term, but mini masterpiece is what they've been dubbed as. So the head will look up and down, it will spin around, it just gets a little restricted there, but it is on a ball and socket, so it will. The shoulders will go all the way around, completely unrestricted. You can do the full T, again, completely unrestricted. You've got shoulder swivel, bicep flexion, you've got wrist swivel. This is really clever as well, and funny enough, it's not in the instructions, so it's a teensy little bit annoying. You can then take this, pretty much same as you could do with the original figures, pop that into there like so, so you've got the extra attachment in there. This is where it gets clever. So look, you've got an actual genuine ab crunch. That is nothing to do with transformation, that is a ab crunch. You also still have a full unrestricted waist swivel, which is crazy. These hip skirts at the front allow you to kick all the way up past the splits, same for going all the way back. Thigh swivel, knee bend, ankle tilt, rotation, toe tap, absolutely everything. It really is incredibly articulate, more articulate than, as I say, some much bigger and more well-known masterpiece figures. But again, you know, that's what you pay for your price. This is the same as a leader class figure with a main line, so that's, again, you get what you pay for. Let's pop his blaster into his hand and hope, as I say, I'm still praying that this light's not going to fall over. There he is. He looks great. Hopefully I've done him a little bit of justice. As I say, Newage are the same as Hasbro, every other company in the world. As soon as they get a mold, they use it over and over again, so it's no surprise we've got this. There is spin out as well, as I say, and I imagine we will get a translucent version and probably a few more as well. Last, of course, and most obvious one before I forget again, wow, nowhere near. Let me just pan out very quickly just to get this in. Is it just about going to fit? Just about fit on screen. Let's bring him back in and let's bring the video to a close there. There you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed looking at him. If you want one for yourself, don't forget there's a direct link in the description, and there's also the transformation process there as well. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.